We all have goals. Some of them are practical. Finish the degree, land the dream job, save for a vacation, save for a house, real tangible things you can plan toward. And then there are personal ones, like I want to be stronger. I want to finally pick up something new. Look, y'all, this year I tried to learn cross stitch. And y'all, I am genuinely struggling. So if you know how to do this, please come find me immediately. But then there are the big ones, the ones that pop up into your head and you immediately dismiss them. And here's what I want you to sit with. Those big goals don't come to you by chance. They come to you for a reason. But instead of sitting with them, you think, that's delusional. That's not my life. That's not who I am. But if I could do that, that would be really cool. And then you just let it go because you don't actually believe it's part of your journey. Hey, y'all, and welcome back to No Longer Allowed with Kristen. Today, we are talking about the delusion, the belief, the behavior, and the results. And this is going to make you think. If you knew with absolutely certainty that you wouldn't fail, what would you actually go after? That's what the delusion is. The thing you really want, but you have been too scared to say out loud because it feels too big or too embarrassing or just too far from where you are right now. Maybe it's starting a business when you've never done one before, leaving a career that looks great on paper, but it just makes you absolutely miserable, writing a book, moving somewhere new, building something that lets you work for yourself. Or maybe it's something like finally committing to your health, finding time in your day that actually belongs to you, becoming someone who finishes what she starts. And some of these things might absolutely feel off the wall to you. You might feel almost shameful or embarrassed to admit them out loud, but why? Why do we feel that way about the things we actually want? Those ideas come to you for a reason. The thoughts, the pulls, the what ifs, they don't show up by accident. What would you do if you actually acted on it? Have you ever tried? Have you ever taken even one step toward it? And here's why most of us don't act on the delusion. We call it delusional, but it's only delusional to us because of the patterns we've been running on, the belief system we inherited. So what do you actually believe about yourself right now? Not the highlight reel version, not what you tell people when they ask how things are going, the actual inner voice. What is it saying? Because sometimes you share an idea with someone, something that felt exciting and alive in you, and they say, oh, cool, but that'll never happen. And instantly you fold. If she doesn't believe in me, why should I believe in myself? And just like that, you let it go. You don't take action. You don't take the first step. You just put it back in the drawer. But what if the idea was given to you for a reason? What if you are exactly the reason it came to you? Here's where it gets real. Because the only way you get results you want is if your behavior matches where you're trying to go. I call this delusional optimism, and it means making moves, taking action, and genuinely believing it's going to work out, even when you don't have the proof yet. When I made the decision to start this coaching business and this podcast, if I had operated from my old beliefs, it would have sounded like, this will never work. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear from me. But I've learned to operate from delusional optimism. Now I think of things like, it's going to work out. There's no other option. There's no other way but forward. Will it always look the way I've pictured in my head? Absolutely not. But if you keep putting action behind it, it is working. You may not see the evidence yet, but it is working. And that also means being intentional about everything around you, who you're talking to, who you're spending time with, what you're consuming, how you're treating your body and your mind, because all of those things either push you toward the goal or keep you stuck in the old belief. You have to look at your life right now and ask, is this decision getting me closer to where I'm going? If the answer is no, it's probably keeping you stuck. When I decided to take this journey, I made an investment in myself, a life and a business coach. And if you ask me at the beginning whether that made sense financially or logically, it did not. I did not have the proof that this was going to work for me. I have seen it in other people and I had seen what my coach had done for others, but did I have that proof for myself? Absolutely not. But what I had learned was that I had to take the steps in order to make it work. Because if I wait for the right time, the right opportunity to just land in my lap, it will never land in my lap. The only way this works is if I act like somebody who already has what she wants. And I'll be honest with you, the yo-yo is real. It is real, y'all. The doubt still shows up. The scarcity still creeps in. The hopelessness still visits sometimes. But what's different now is how fast I move through it. I don't let it stop me. I don't let it pull me under, and I catch it and I keep going. So someone recently actually asked me, they're like, how are things going? And I just kind of laughed and I was like, well, I don't think I'll ever be bored again in my life. And I meant it. And not because I'm chasing something I'll never reach, but because I've finally found something worth showing up for every single day. Do y'all want to know how many things I've had to walk away from? How much comfort I've had to let go of just to get where I am today? That's when you learn you will never thrive in a comfort zone. And here's what I promised in the 10-day shift. Every single day for 10 days, we are going to work on one action toward a goal. Just one. I want you to sit with yourself right now. Picture the goal you keep putting off, the one you're scared of or don't know where to start with. Now imagine if you took one small step every single day for 10 days. Where would you be? How much closer? Even if it's writing it down, even if it's just saying it out loud to yourself for the first time. Day 1 to day 10, imagine the momentum. And I just want you to reflect on what I just said and just sit with it. It's going to air 6 days before the 10-day shift starts. So this is my last call on this podcast for the 10-day shift for this round. I don't know where it's going to go from here, so we're going to see how this goes. And I want to be real with you. This is my first time running something like this. Is it going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But I believe there are going to be women in this group who completely change their lives over 10 days. And I want you to be one of them. Messy action beats perfect inaction every single time. And that's what this is. Me taking my own messy action and inviting you to take yours alongside me. The 10-day shift is completely free. And like I said, July 13th. So if you're interested in that, I do have a link in my bio. I have a link in my show notes. And also you can DM me on Instagram if you have any questions about it. So 3 things today I want you to walk away from this episode with. And the first thing is the delusion isn't delusional. The big goal, the pull that won't go away, the idea came to you. It came for a reason. Stop dismissing it before you even try. And building on that, your behavior has to match where you're going, not where you are. You heard that? Your behavior has to match where you're going, not where you are. You cannot get results that your daily actions aren't aligned. Act like the woman who already has what she wants. Start moving like her today. And finally, delusional optimism is not naive. It's a choice. Believing it's going to work out, even without the evidence in front of you yet. That's what moves the needle. Not waiting for the right time, not waiting for proof. Just take the next step or take the first step. Thank y'all so much for being here. If this hit home, share it with someone who needs to hear it because that is how we grow. I am Kristen Falgu. This is no longer allowed, and waiting for the right opportunity to fall into your lap without taking any action steps towards it. That is no longer allowed. I'll see y'all in the next episode.